Welcome back to Cablevision's Neighborhood Journal. Jonathan Alston, the Newark Science High Debate coach, was recently inducted into the Key Coach Society, an honor bestowed on only a handful of coaches in the country.
So we decided to gather some alumni of the Science High Debate team to see why they have been so successful over the years.
Not with the entire United States. C98 policy, the counterplan establishes 50 separate policies, not one.
It is a special kind of speech, as ancient as Aristotle, as common as lawyers, and when wielded with skill can be as deadly as any weapon. It is forensic speech, or more specifically, debate. And for the last 20 or so years, students from Newark's Science High have been doing it almost better than anyone. But why? Sure, Science High is a magnet school, attracting some of the best students in the city, but there are other magnets. Why has science over the years consistently placed #1 in the state in debate? We decided to bring together some of the first students who made it to the national level back in the late 80s to ask them what made this team so good and why are so many former Science High debaters in positions of leadership. So we gathered under the low ceiling and musty books of the Science High Library to discuss or debate some of these points.
You know, I think it's an issue of design. He concocted this whole idea. Having us not only practice and learn, but then when he felt, he had taught us enough and probably we needed...
That's Roger Leon, trying to convince some of his former teammates that Coach Brent Ferran had deliberately modeled the program so they could compete on the national level. Roger is now the principal at Newark's University High School.
What are Devin's responses? This is new. Why should you accept it? Because this was never explained in 1 and C. It's explained.
And this is Roger as a senior in 1987 when he and his partner romped Princeton High School for the policy debate state championships.
The decision on a 3-0 ballot was for the affirmative from Newark Science High School.
The competitive nature of the activity, obviously, is what's the motivational factor behind it. Being able to think of an argument, convince somebody who does not know you that that argument is a profoundly true argument, or within the context of the debate round, an argument that is persuasive, gives you a sense of power because it's all about your ability to think and then to articulate that thought.
The bottom line is that debate is a competition, a game, but it's more than that, especially the way it was taught at Newark Science High School by Coach Brent Ferran.
You just don't accept things because they're said. You analyze them, you think about them, and it becomes a tremendously empowering thing. I mean, for me as a teenager in high school, when I was first introduced to debate, it was the most empowering thing that ever happened to me because, number one, I've realized that every problem we face is a problem that was created by human beings. And if I train my mind and my abilities, those human beings are no more powerful than me. So I can figure out the solution to the problems that other people created and maybe convince people to follow me because I'm able to articulate my solution and convince people, which is very empowering, but it's also humbling. It gives you a responsibility to use that tool as a tool of construction, not a weapon of destruction.
That sense of responsibility lives today in a former student who has taken Brent's old coaching position at Science High School. Jonathan Alston is one of 2 coaches at Science, which continues to bring home championships and still teaches that sense of social and civic responsibility.
You're telling me that the juvenile court system can be racist, the adult court system can be racist. There's something about the activity, what we teach, what we do, that gets inside of a person's head, and it helps them, it empowers them, because then they can define the world for themselves. And that's the most powerful tool that you can have, and that translates into anything that you do. Whether you're a teacher, whether you're a principal, whether you're a lawyer, whether you're a doctor, you're going to be a leader in whatever field that you're in, because you have the ability to critically analyze problems quickly and articulate solutions quickly. And that's what I learned.
Diana Dunker is an attorney here in Newark. She too was a state championship debater for Science. But here she is in 1986 asking one of the questions in the debate between Mayor Ken Gibson and the leading challenger at the time, Councilman Sharp James.
Good evening. My name is Diana Dunker. For many years, people have downgraded the people of Newark.
And being exposed to this level of challenge in high school is what grounds her adult career as an attorney.
There is something about leaving Newark when you probably wouldn't have left Newark to go to Texas and Oklahoma or wherever it is that you went, and seeing that these students, whatever their advantages were, when the door closed and the round started and you did what you had to do and they did their best and you still won, was so powerful. And seeing that the money didn't make a difference, that where they lived didn't make a difference, that you could live in Newark, be as poor as you wanted to be, you know, and go to schools that people say are inferior to schools every place else, but you could do it. You could compete. And it takes the mystery away. So you can walk into, as an adult, I can walk into a meeting, I can go before a judge, and it doesn't matter to me what that person's background is, because I know I can compete. And I learned that lesson in high school.
Brent Ferran in the Science High program has been the model for the whole district to follow.
It's been Brent's hope that one day every student in the system can have an opportunity to participate. We'll be right back.